So you've had a rough day? Well, doggone it, we're going to make it better tonight. Here, Bark on the Park Night on FS1. And let's take a look at the Padres batting order. Fernando Tatis Jr. leading it off. Gavin Sheets, Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, Tirsa Ornelas, Oscar Gonzalez, Jose Iglesias, Tyler Wade, and Martin Maldonado, 1 through 9 in the Padres batting order. And they're going to face off against Cater Montero in his second start of the season. An 0-1 record and an ERA of 9. Eric Karros, what have you seen from Cater Montero? What do we expect to see tonight?
You know, his last start, he threw 5 innings against Milwaukee. 8 strikeouts, only 1 walk. You think, okay, that's not bad. But he gave up 3 home runs and 8 hits. Slider, 4-seamer, sinker, likes the slider. Got beat up on the changeup last time against Milwaukee. Didn't throw it that often, but it ended up out of the park. This guy has great stuff. The execution hasn't been as good, but if he can combine the two, he makes it very difficult for opposing teams.
All right, well, let's get the keys to the game, sponsored by Zillow. What do you see, EK?
Well, we just talked about Montero and giving up home runs. He's got to keep it in the ballpark, keep it in the yard against the San Diego Ball Club. For the Padres, Randy Vasquez on the other side, he's already had 14 walks in his 4 starts. He's got an ERA under 2, but he is just not going to continue to be able to live that way.
So we're about ready to get this one started. Fernando Tatis Jr. will lead this one off. One of the most dynamic players in all of baseball, Eric Karros.
And, you know, the way that things have started for him this year, obviously the offense speaks for itself, but he's stealing bases. He's playing unbelievable defense. And you can make a case that he is the best all-around player right now in the game.
And he'll settle in against Montero to get this one underway. And the first pitch lined into right field for a base hit. Tatis, 1 pitch, and he's aboard to start off this ball game.
Well, this is something that has plagued Montero, and especially last year. Leading off innings. Hitters last year were 32 for 93. Leading off an inning. Not just the game, leading off an inning. OPS over 1,000. You're just making yourself have problems if you're doing that every single inning.
Now a 22-game on-base streak for Tatis, a 10-game hit streak. Here's Gavin Sheets, and the first pitch is low and inside for a ball.
Tatis, 7 stolen bases already in this young season.
Like you said, he's doing about everything at the highest level right now. Changeup misses wide of the zone, and Sheets out in front, 2-0.
I mean, every time you think, you know, MVP and this and that, it's kind of the default goes to Shohei Ohtani because he's going to pitch, he's going to hit, and all those sorts of things. But right now, you know, Ohtani not pitching, Tatis is the best all-around player with what he's done so far this year.
You see the ranks. Leads the National League in home runs in batting average, 2nd in runs, 3rd in OPS. Put the glove into the mix as well.
Yeah.
That play last night where he made the sliding attempt and then threw from his backside and almost got the out at first.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that from an outfielder, where literally it looked like he was still sliding and made the transfer and threw the ball from right field to first base.
From a seated position. It was crazy. But that's the kind of player Fernando Tatis has been this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the knuckle curve popped into center field. First test for the first start of the career of Javi Baez in center field. And he makes the play. The longtime shortstop. That's almost like a relieved look on his face after he makes that catch.
Yeah, not an easy thing. And we've known this year Detroit had issues with injuries and center fielders not around, and tried a number of guys out there, and Baez gets the call tonight.
We were talking with Tigers manager A.J. Hinch before the game, and this will not be the last start as that ball caroms away briefly and secured by Montero. This won't be the last start either for Baez out in center, and Tatis Did he get hit by that throw over to first?
Yeah, it looked like he got hit in the thigh. Would you believe the knee?
I would now. Well, that's the last thing any team wants to see, but especially when you've already got 11 guys on the injured list, like the Padres do, adding Luis Arraez after that collision yesterday against Houston. He goes on the IL, the 7-day injured list today, as the sinker's in for a strike to Manny Machado.
Well, if you're the Tigers, you don't mind seeing that.
Well, no. You don't want him hurt for long term, maybe, but
well, for the series, you do.
Yeah, you'd be happy to have him rest for 3 games. Machado fouls off that 0-1. Now Luis Arraez, this was pretty ugly, and it looked a lot worse than fortunately it turned out to be for Luis Arraez.
Yeah, when you saw the replay, I mean, it looked like he was out. I mean, when I say out, like he was literally knocked out for a few minutes, and there wasn't much movement. You start thinking bad things, and like you mentioned, Kev, though, it sounded like everything. He ended up going back to the field last night. He was in the clubhouse. He did not travel with the Padres to Detroit. He's, I believe, he's still in Houston in concussion protocol, and I think he'll probably get moving in the next day or two.
The 0-2 to Machado wide of the zone, and it's 1-2. Yeah, when we were chatting with Mike Schultz a little while ago, he said, all things considered, it was really the best case scenario for Luis Arraez. He is not going to be with us for a few days, but when that happened last night, you wondered, my gosh, when will he be out long term? Yeah. 1-2, and Machado lifts that one foul and ought to play.
Well, the Padres already have taken some hits. Obviously, Cronenworth out, and Jackson Merrill, who, you know, when you're game planning, at least going into the season, game planning for the Padres, Jackson Merrill for a lot of teams was the guy that you went, okay, that's the problem. Even with Tatis and Machado in there.
Just missed with the change, 2-2.
You know, and here they are with the best record in baseball. And if you look at this, you know, as we see the lineup, as we move through the game, I mean, it's not a lot of familiar names.
Wide of the zone. 11 players on the injured list for the Padres, and there's no sympathy coming from the opposite dugout tonight. Detroit's got 13 on the injured list, the most in Major League Baseball. And yet both teams in first place in their respective divisions as the 3-2 toss over. Tatis back in.
You know, that's a joke that old Hall of Fame manager Tommy Lasorda used to say. You know, when you have problems, you know, 50% of the people don't care, and the other 45 are glad you have them. And there's 5 that don't even care about anything.
Ooh, that got a piece of everybody behind the plate. And it stays 3-2.
Coming up on the 9th pitch in this at bat. Manny making them work.
Bogart's waiting on deck. And the 3-2. That's low, ball 4. And a free pass for Machado. Good at bat for Machado. Spoiled a few decent pitches from Montero, who's in trouble here in the first inning. Bogarts in his career against Detroit pitching has been a Tiger killer. .322 average against the Tigers. A lot of that obviously when he was with Boston and saw them regularly. But that's the 4th best average among all active players in baseball against Detroit.
Wow.
And that one got a piece of the bat, or did it get Bogarts to get the bats? That's a foul ball.
That's the worst as a hitter. I mean, that's a ball. You're trying to get out of the way, not swing, and take that. That'll be a strike. I mean, one pitch away right now. It's a ground ball, and gets himself back in the dugout.
1-1 in the air, center field, and Baez will play it on a hop. Station to station go the base runners with that shallow fly. Not sure what Baez would do with it, so the bases are loaded on the base hit to center from Bogaerts.
Yeah, Tatis, tough to read this, and even with the way Baez was coming in, you didn't know if he was going to grab it or if he was playing it on the hop. So good job of, I don't want to say confusing Tatis, but not making it obvious what was going to happen.
So the bases loaded, one out, and what a moment for a man making his first big league start. Javi Baez, his first career start in the outfield, first start overall for Tirso Ornelas, the 25-year-old whose 8-year journey to the big leagues was capped on Saturday with his first appearance, and tonight his first start. And he takes a first pitch for a strike. He was 0 for 1 in his debut on Saturday. Those are the numbers with AAA El Paso to start the year. Fastball inside. He helped out Montero there, and it's 0-2.
You just got to believe it. Ornelas is up there. He wants so bad to come through, finally get an opportunity. And if you're Montero, you want to use that adrenaline and aggressiveness against him.
The 0-2 on the ground to the left side, to second for one, on to first, not in time. It'll be his first big league RBI as Tatis scores on the force out at second. Ornelas aboard, and it's 1-0 Padres.
Bogaerts doing a good job of getting down there. He arrived at second base right when the ball did, so not making it easy for Torres. And Ornelas running as fast as he's ever run, trying to sniff that RBI. It does a good job.
So a productive out and a 1-0 lead. Padres, for the 17th time this year, have scored first. And the sinker for a strike starts off the at-bat of Oscar Gonzalez.
We talk about the success that the Padres have had this year. And again, we're getting into that part of the lineup where a lot of people may not recognize the names, but they're winning games.
Nice pickup over at third by Jace Young, and the throw across in time to retire the side with the Padres up early 1-0.
First, we dropped in to tackle any job. Then we built the first muscle truck, then added the legendary Hemi engine. Ram has always powered American freedom. Now with our Freedom of Choice pricing program, visit your local dealer to choose your offer. Cash incentives or employee pricing for all. Because nothing stops America, and nothing stops Ram.
Get $6,500 combined cash allowance, plus current Chevrolet, Ford, and GMC owners get $1,500 bonus cash, or get employee pricing for all on select 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
What do you think we're gonna see? Lots of princesses. That sing? Yeah, and there's villains too. Whoa! Tons of rides! And treats. And I heard at night, all the stars come down from the sky and make your dreams come true.
Don't miss Cool Kids Summer with special savings on theme park tickets and new Walt Disney World Fun.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. We use money as a tool to help all the people we hold in our hearts. Loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we care about. At Thrivent, we help you plan your financial picture with the bigger picture in mind. Because the most important thing isn't what you're planning for, it's who. Thrivent, where money means more.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Future-proof your home and garden with AARP today. Harvest the rewards for years to come. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Gleyber Torres at the plate and Randy Vasquez with the first pitch high and away. 5th start of the year for Vasquez. Terrific numbers from a record and ERA standpoint, but the walk to strikeout ratio a little bit concerning as Torres loops this one into right center field for a base hit.
Well, he's doing his best Fernando Tatis Jr. imitation, leading off the game with a base hit. It's just off the end of the bat, not real hard contact. Came off the bat at 75 miles an hour, but Torres strong enough to get it over the second baseman's head.
So Vasquez looking to settle in here with a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning, and Gleyber Torres aboard with nobody out for Zach McKinstry. Pitch is low for ball 1. McKinstry, you see the average for the season. He is the best home ballpark hitter in Major League Baseball. .481 average at Comerica so far this season. Missed inside with a cutter, and it's 2-0. I'll go ahead and predict, Eric Karros, that probably won't last the entirety of the year, hitting .481 at home, but it's not a bad story to start the year.
Well, that's putting some money in the bank right there. You can struggle a little bit and still feel good about things. But the Tigers, they've hit much better at home. They've played much better at home. And again, it's not really a hitter's ballpark.
Two balls and a strike. These two teams in a lot of ways, Eric, are very similar. They're both up by a half game in their division. They're both really good at home and just kind of okay on the road this year. They've each shown a little bit of power. They've gotten great pitching. There's a lot of things that you look at between these two teams and say, yeah, those are, it's almost like the Spider-Man meme. They're pointing at each other right now at this point in the season.
Yeah, they really are. I'd say the Tigers, the starting pitching is outstanding, and the Padres, yes, they're good as well. The difference is the Padres have two marquee players in Machado, Tatis Jr. The Tigers are just, they're just getting production from certain guys. A.J. Hinch has done an unbelievable job of kind of mixing and matching and putting guys in the position to succeed. Just different ways of going about it.
2-2's fouled away. Spencer Torkelson is playing like the superstar they thought he could be, at least to start this season. I mean, former first overall pick in the 2020 draft. He's really had a nice start to this season. We'll see him batting 4th. 3-2 to McKinstry. Riley Green waiting on deck. Torres at first, the 3-2 pitch, and McKinstry lines that one fair into the right field corner. Torres headed for third. The ball gets away briefly in that corner, and Torres will score. The throw coming through is not going to be on the way to third. It's cut off. It's a triple for McKinstry, and a 1-1 ball game.
McKinstry had an 8-pitch at bat, and the more pitches he would see, the more familiar he would get with Vasquez, the more opportunity he'd have. Finally, Vasquez leaves one out over the plate. He's able to put it in the corner. You see Torres, he's hustling and hustling. Corey at third base, sending him all the way.
And Riley Green on his backswing looked like he made contact with Martin Maldonado. So McKinstry at third, and Maldonado seems to be all right behind the plate. Inside for ball one. What caught that lip in the outfield, and that forced Tatis to have to go get that ball in the corner. Took a little extra time.
Home field bounce, right?
You'll take it if you're a Tiger fan. 2-1.
Look at that. Who knew of that configuration, right? I'm going to say you don't see that very often.
I was going to say, and what are the odds that it hits the exact angle to carry him into that spot?
I mean, I get that you want to have your own unique configuration in your ballpark or whatever, but aesthetically, and I mean, like, why do you have the pad stick out 4 inches like that? Like that makes I don't get that.
The 2-2 popped up down the line. Tatis coming in to make the catch, tagging at third and bluffing the go is McKinstry. Just baits the throw, and it's a good one from Tatis. First out recorded, and no advance from third. So 1 out here in the first inning. You've seen the top 3 in the order. Spencer Torkelson coming to the plate with Colt Keith, Jace Young, Javi Baez, Trey Sweeney, and Tomas Nido to follow in the Tigers 9 tonight. There's Torkelson. Those numbers with runners in scoring position, outstanding. And he looks at that one high and tight for ball one.
Yeah, Torkelson's really had a nice start. And in 23, he had over 30 home runs, drove in over 90. You know, they're thinking, okay. And then last year, just a struggle. Was sent down for a while. When he came back up, he's hitting the fastball better. But they told him coming into spring training, like, this is not your job. You're gonna have to earn it.
The 1-1 misses inside. And boy, has he earned it. At least the first 22 games. It's the best start of his career, an OPS of 1.029. Over 350 points higher than any season of his prior through 22 games. And the 2-1 is rifled but foul.
Well, you know, when you've got a job, you go to spring training and you use it to get ready for the season. You don't really place a lot of stock in how you do. You're trying to peak for the opener. But he had to go to spring training and just light things up, and he did. Hit over 340, an OPS over 1,000, 5 home runs, because he was playing for a job.
The 2-2 fouled away. Trying to. You see those numbers in the AL this year. Extra base hits, RBI, runs, homers. Pairing that with a batting average just to the south of 300. 61% of those hits he has are extra base hits. And the count's full 3-2.
That is such a good take. And I'm not sure that last year he would have been able to lay off that pitch. He's got 7 home runs, as you mentioned, this year. 4 of those home runs this season have come with 2 strikes.
Chance in one here. The 3-2 pitch. Fouled away. He's trying to solve a guy in Vasquez who's been really good. One of the reasons his earned run average is under 2 is that he's been excellent with runners in scoring position, allowing just one lonely hit in 13 at-bats this year. Runner at third, 1 out. Swing and a miss. He chased that sweeper out of the zone, and a giant strikeout for Vasquez. 2 gone.
Vasquez goes back to that pitch and really confident with it because he had thrown that 2-2, and it was probably a better pitch, and Torkelson laid off of it. Showed some good discipline, but not so there.
So now Colt Keith with the opportunity. Designated hitter looks at that one inside for a ball. 180 average on the year. No homers, 2 runs driven in for Keith. from Keith. A hard shot over the head of Iglesias into right field, and it's 2-1 Tigers.
Keith gets the barrel out right there and just hits an absolute laser. You can see this thing just eats up Iglesias. Rightfully so. Came off the bat at 106.
RBI number 3 on the year. And a 2-1 lead for Detroit here in the bottom of the first. And Ruben Niebla is out to talk with Randy Vasquez.
Well, the Tigers are continuing to swing the bats well at home. I mean, so far this season, they're 8-1, and offensively at home, they're scoring almost 5.5 runs per game.
Like you said, it's not exactly a hitter's park.
No.
See the home road splits here, and they're very similar in a lot of ways to the Padres, and that's one of those ways. Padres have been an okay team on the road. They've been great at home. Tigers have been an okay team on the road, but they've been terrific at home. They pitched better at home. They've hit better at home. And they're up 2-1 at home here with Jace Young at the plate. Young was called up today for the first time this season. See the numbers over 34 games this year in AAA Toledo. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Might recognize the name. His older brother plays third base for the Rangers.
Josh hitting .280 for the Rangers this year. 1-ball, 2 strikes. He was the Rangers' first-round pick back in 2019. Young, the Jace variety, was the Tigers' first-round pick in 2022. And the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First at-bat of the season at the big league level for Jace Young. Lifted in the air. Left side. Ornelas coming in. And he makes the catch to retire the side. But in the inning, the Tigers plate 2 on 3 hits and have a 2-1 lead after 1.
As fun as this looks, we've got a better way to kickstart your day. At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we're dishing out bowls and breakfast faves full of creamy, crunchy goodness. The only thing ice cold is our smoothies, of course. You're on Tropic Time now.
Grandpa earned it for my family.
Mom earned it for me.
USAA membership is for those who served and can be shared with their spouses, then kids, and their kids for generations to come. Start your family's legacy. USAA. See if you can become a member today.
Our restaurant's in trouble. Send help.
Right, I'm on my way. This kitchen's a ticking time bomb.
Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service premieres Wednesday, May 21st on Fox.
I love LA. I love it. We love it, everybody. Very happy. 'Cause the sun is shining all the time. It's like another perfect day. I love LA.
Nothing like it.
In just 1 year, I had over $900 in banking fees, and I had enough. I realized just how much money I could save. That's when I found Chime, and I signed up immediately. There's no overdraft fees, no monthly fees, and over 60,000 fee-free ATMs. Just by banking with Chime, I'm saving hundreds of dollars a year, and I'm using that extra money for my daughter's future. For a normal guy like me, I've given myself a small raise. Join me at Chime.com.
The MLB app's got game. Pre-game, post-game, and everything you need in between. Plus personalized daily content that hits every time. Catch it now on the MLB app.
Jose Iglesias will head out to the plate to start off this second inning against right-hander Cater Montero in the first pitch outside for a ball. Iglesias, Wade, and Maldonado 7, 8, 9 in the Padre lineup here in the top of the second inning. Chase that slider low, and it's 1-1. Both starters had to labor a little bit in that first inning. So 25 pitches already for Montero as he hits Iglesias on the 1-1 pitch.
All right, so we're seeing a trend again, which is not one you want to have if you're Montero. Leadoff hitter on again. We talked about it earlier. Last year, he struggled against that leadoff hitter, and it pitching from the stretch, you're worried about the guy getting on, and just makes things difficult.
Well, one of the things that his main focus was, especially in spring training, they talked about it, command and location, command and location. It's one of the reasons that he started the year in the minor leagues. He wanted to work on that. They wanted him to work on that. And the stuff is really good, EK, but it's that command, it's that location that sometimes slips at this young age for Cater Montero. Did he chase the appeal to third? And yes, he did go around, so it's quickly 0-2.
That's one of the arguments amongst baseball people, and you'll get into the stuff versus execution. And you can have great stuff, but if you can't throw it where you want and you can't execute pitches, you're not going to last long.
The 0-2 high for a ball. Yeah, despite what you learn in the movies, it's not as simple as perhaps getting new eyeglasses to all of a sudden correct the woes. The 1-2, good curve, but fouled away. Wade stays alive. Two balls, two strikes to Tyler Wade.
I mean, I remember, coming up in the minor leagues, and, there are a ton of guys that have great arms. And you're thinking, oh, this guy's going to be in the big leagues. This guy. But again, if you can't be consistently solid with the execution, I mean, so we were 0-2 here. And now we're a couple pitches later, we're in a full count. And he doesn't have a choice but to have to try to, come right down the middle part of the plate.
You get into that predictable count situation and makes life a little easier for the hitter. Time called on the 3-2 pitch.
Well, it just goes to, Wade, when you're 0-2, I'm sure he's probably hitting a buck something, right? And now he's a 3-2. He can just sit on a pitch. The youngster hasn't shown that he's got the ability to locate. I'm looking center cut fastball.
3-2 to Wade. Runner goes from first. The pitch is low. It's a slider and a walk. So a hit batsman and a walk, and Montero in trouble again in the second inning.
See, and that's the thing is, as a hitter, I'm going to sit on fastball. He hasn't demonstrated he can throw anything else for a strike. I mean, he goes to his most comfortable pitch, the slider, but I mean, this is not it's not where you want to be as a young kid. Bottom of the lineup, getting on base, and Tatis looming on deck.
No, a very uncomfortable feeling in normal circumstances with him looming on deck. Maldonado showing bunt with 2 on and nobody out, and he takes low for a ball.
See, and I like this, and the reason I like this is because he's either going to move the runners over, or there's going to probably be, then just 1 out recorded. You don't want him swinging and then possibly hitting into a double play. 2 outs, Tatis coming to the plate.
Squares again and bunts foul, so 1-1 now to Maldonado.
I mean, what I can't have happen if I'm the San Diego Padres, I cannot have 2 outs happen in this at-bat. Just can't do it.
And he takes a strike, and it's 1-2.
I mean, if I'm Mike Schilt, I might be putting that bunt on again.
Well, he's got 45 career sacrifice bunts. The 1-2, he squares again, stabs at that one, and that's strike 3.
And quite frankly, that's okay, because it's only 1 out. I've got Tatis coming to the plate, nowhere really to put him. Although you have a base open with third. I mean, seriously, like I mean, you're getting nothing good. You're getting everything on the corner, because I do not need this to be a 3-run swing right here. Oh my goodness, crossed him up.
And both runners are going to advance to second and third. Nito, an excellent defensive catcher, clearly surprised by that one from Montero.
I mean, this is just nerves, and obviously gets crossed up there. You've got a tough situation, first and second. Tatis up at the plate. You're thinking, oh, or you're not thinking.
So now you have first base open.
I'd walk him. I wouldn't even let him be careful and don't throw him a strike, all that. I'd walk him.
Second and third, 1 out. And it's 2-0. This is that first offering.
Oh, that's all thigh. I mean, that's a couple inches from being real serious.
Tomas Nido is grateful for that. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 on, 1 out. And Tatis takes that one inside 3-0. Montero, 1 more out of the zone from walking him full with Gavin Sheets on deck.
Yeah, he better be on an edge right here or out of the zone completely, because he'll be swinging if it's down the middle.
Here's the 3-0. Pretty good pitch by Montero, and it's 3-1.
Better be off the plate again here.
Tatis is ready. The 3-1 offering from Montero with 2 on and 1 out. Tatis on the ground to the left side. Nice pickup on the short hop by Young. The throw across in time. The run will score from third to tie the game at 2. But a successful at bat for the man on the hill in Montero to retire Tatis.
Yeah, certainly minimized damage right there. Got the out. Nice play by Young too over at third base. Comes in and charges that. Gets it on the short hop. Saw Iglesias was going on contact. Nice play by the youngster over at third base.
Wade stays at second now with 2 out for Gavin Sheets, and the curveball for a strike. Padres have put a run across without hitting the ball out of the infield in this inning. And without a base hit. Hit by pitch, a walk, and a ground out. Nothing in 2 on Gavin Sheets. Flew out to center in the first inning. Still 0-2. Montero coming up on now 45 pitches in 1 2/3 innings. Sheets in the air to center field. Long run for Javi Baez, but on the run makes the catch. And the inning is over. Padres tie it up on the ground out, 2-2 in the second.
Putting people first. It's always been our thing. From the thousands of people who build our cars to the millions of people who depend on them. And right now, when affordability matters most, Hyundai is committed to keeping our prices the same, with no increase to MSRP. And not just on a few of our vehicles, all of them. That's the Hyundai way.
With new McValue at McDonald's, you'll get more than you expect. Like buy a double cheeseburger and add chicken McNuggets for $1. Because 6 finals calls for a 6-piece chicken McNuggets. Get more than you expect with new McValue.
You got this, buddy. You got it.
During an asthma attack, every second feels like an eternity. Primatene Mist works fast. It's clinically shown to open airways quickly. Get the #1 FDA-approved over-the-counter asthma inhaler, Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad. Hey, watch it. It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face. Game changer. While the Flex Disc contours to it, so the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke for the ultimate Gillette shaving experience. The best a man can get is Gillette Labs.
The perfect morning calls for the perfect, ridiculously craveable pairing. Jimmy Dean Griddle Cakes. Your family's pancakey, sausagey, griddle cakey, sweet and savory favorite.
500 miles of asphalt, deep in the heart of Alabama, is the home of chaos and chance.
Here we go, guys. The big one.
It's here where legends are made, where dreams are crushed. The Jack Links 500 from Talladega, Sunday at 2 Eastern on Fox.
Bottom of the second, a 2-2 ball game, and Javi Baez gets hit on the very first pitch. So that is 4 leadoff batters among these two teams. In the first inning, each reached on a single. In the second inning, each leadoff man has reached on a hit by pitch. I know we said, EK, that these teams were similar, but that's kind of getting a little bit too far here. So now Trey Sweeney with Baez at first in a 2-2 ball game. Hitting .222 on the year, and Sweeney with a mighty cut at the fastball comes up empty, and it's 0-1. One home run, 8 runs driven in. And quickly 0-2 on the rookie Trey Sweeney. Saw action in 36 games for the Tigers last year.
Came over from the Dodgers, who had acquired him from the Yankees in the John Flaherty trade. He and another prospect, a catcher, Tyrone Lorenzo. But it was kind of crazy because the Tigers kind of felt like, okay, we're getting rid of Flaherty. We're packing it in for the year. And
ball gets away, and Baez aggressive on the base paths. Will take second.
You're not going to see that often from Maldonado. Not only did he box that, lets a runner get down to second, but he cleans that up a little bit. That could have been strike 3. I think he was trying to frame it, needed to catch it first.
So the 1-2 to Sweeney, hit on the ground to the right side, picked up by Sheets. The flip to the pitcher covering, and Vasquez able to beat Sweeney to the bag as Baez advances to third. Nice play by Sheets and Vasquez to get out number 1.
So this is where that play that Maldonado, was unable to secure that ball really comes back to bite him. He moves the runner over. Sweeney does, puts him over at third with less than 2 outs. Gives him an opportunity to score here.
With Tomas Nido coming to the plate, the number 9 hitter. He's driven in 1 this year. Called up on April 8th. He'd signed a minor league deal with the Tigers this season, and the veteran catcher looks at one down low for ball one. And Nido, good cut at that one. Sinker stayed up, and it's 1-1. EK, both of these starters have really worked through these first two innings. Vasquez about to throw pitch number 40 on the night.
Well, I think we're going to be calling a lot of bullpen names this evening.
I think you're right. Nido, little floater into center field to drop in for a base hit, and the Tigers take the lead. RBI single for Tomas Nido, and it's 3-2 Detroit.
That came off the bat at 61 miles an hour, but in the scorebook, that's a base hit. It's an RBI, an at-bat, successful at-bat with a runner in scoring position. So you know what? It doesn't matter how hard you hit it. It's a good at-bat.
You tell your kids about it years from now. It was a screamer. Took off the hat of the pitcher as it went up the box. I mean, there's Gleyber Torres. He did hit a hard hit base hit in that first inning. Came around to score on the triple by McKinstry.
Again, Vasquez going to get charged with that, but really that's Maldonado's run.
Two balls, no strikes, and that pass ball allowing Baez to advance to second and then over to third on the ground ball by Sweeney, allowing him to score very easily on that looper into center.
You know, you figure the infield isn't in when Nido's up, and again, that ball wasn't hit all that hard.
That one hit hard, but playable for Wade in center field for out number 2. Put another similarity in the teams are similar column, EK. Both catchers have passed balls tonight.
Yeah, it really is kind of crazy how they've kind of mirrored one another.
It is. Both teams are going to be into the bullpen relatively early at this pace, too.
Well, San Diego too. You see Manny right there. I think he's going after challenging Vasquez and like kind of pumping him up a little bit. Again, the San Diego Ball Club, they had the Sunday night game in Houston last night. They didn't roll in till about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Which means head hits pillow, what, 5 a.m. maybe?
Right.
You've done a few of those in your day. When does that hit you? I mean, does the adrenaline get you through that next day?
It usually gets you through the first game, and then the second game, you go, oh, yeah. This is what no sleep means.
0-2. For you, was it easier going west to east or east to west?
I don't even remember, Kev.
Padres going from the Pacific time zone now in the Eastern time zone with a stop in the Central.
Yeah, they had a stop, right? So I don't think really the time zone thing, it wasn't that big of a deal. Well,
never mind.
Let me rephrase that. The kicker was, though, if you're not getting in at 4 or 5 in the morning, that was not ideal. Now, I'm talking about getting in at 4 or 5 in the morning because of a road trip.
Right.
I'm not talking about getting in at 4 or 5 in the morning because
you're sightseeing.
Sightseeing.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, 2 down, and the fastball misses wide, and it goes full, 3-2. Another 0-2 to 3-2, and the 3-2 is roped foul. And then McKinstry hit that triple into that right field corner in the first inning. That got caught on that pad that juts out about 4 inches in right field. He's tied for the major league lead now with 3 triples. The 3-2 pitch, and McKinstry puts a charge into this one, but foul. Three balls, 2 strikes. Nito ready to go at first. There he goes, and the 3-2 is high, ball 4. First walk issued by Vasquez will push Nito to second and give Riley Green a chance with 2 on and 2 out here in the second inning.
You see that pitch count 51, and we haven't even got through 2 innings. It's the second 8-pitch at bat that Vasquez has had. That one to McKinstry and had one earlier against Torkelson.
He's thrown 15 pitches to McKinstry in 2 plate appearances tonight. Sweeper in for a strike to Green. Green flew out to right his first time up. Trying to make contact here with 2 outs and 2 on, a 3-2 Tiger lead. And the cutter misses outside, the throw down to first to try to catch Nito straying too far, and he's back in safely. Nito, a little smile on his face. How could you do that to me, Martin? We're both veteran catchers. A 1-1 hit into center field. That's a base hit. Nito being waved around third. He will score. To third on the play goes McKinstry. It's an RBI single for Green and a 4-2 Tiger lead.
Green doing a nice job of just shooting it back up the middle. Again, getting a hit with runners in scoring position. We talked about at the top of the show the Tigers were scoring over 5 runs a game at home this season. Looks like they're going to get that as well tonight.
They may get it by the end of the second inning. Torkelson, a mighty cut and a miss. Vasquez had only allowed 2 runs in the first 4 innings total coming into tonight. 4 on the board here by the bottom of the second. 1 ball, 1 strike. All 4 of these runs earned as the bullpen is up and going already. Logan Gillespie starting to throw for the Padres. Off the end of the bat, ranging to his left is Iglesias. He'll throw to first to retire the side. But the Tigers plate 2 more and have a 4-2 lead through 2 at home.
Liberty. Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance. Liberty.
Hey, kid. It's pronounced Bibberty.
Liberty.
Bibberty.
Liberty.
Bibberty.
Liberty.
Bibberty.
Liberty.
No, she's mocking me. Very mature.
Hey, that's enough, you two.
Hey, I'm not the one acting like a total baby.
She's 2.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty. Liberty.
To me, lawn service is a scam. There's no loan service for you.
Unfortunately, I don't trust them very much because I don't know what they're putting down. Nobody's going to pay attention to your lawn like you do.
It's the whole point of owning a home is that you maintain your own lawn.
We've taken care of this lawn from day one.
I take pride in it, and when people tell me it looks good, it makes me feel even better.
Do you use a lawn service?
Absolutely not. I have you.
I know what I'm putting down when I put Scott's down. I'm putting down a great product.
The DQ freezer is opening again for our 85th birthday to bring back our most wished for blizzard flavor. It's the Confetti Cake Blizzard Treat, filled with confetti cake pieces and confetti frosting. Don't be late to the party. Grab yours before the DQ freezer closes.
This is where it begins. A blank canvas, where we're free to create from what if, not what was. Welcome to Genesis.
In the off-season, I'm a male hand mop. Now I have relaxed fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins. No bending down and no touching. I kind of love not using my hands.
Come on, Andy.
I'm out the game. Try relaxed fit Skechers slip-ins.
Your cheeseburger deserves a nice big slice of our Sargento family legacy. You can taste over 70 years of our family commitment to high quality, real, natural cheese in every bite. You have our word on it, you have our name on it. Sargento, a promise you can taste.
Your team, your players, baseball your way. Get personalized highlights and push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app today. Bark in the Park night here at Comerica Park. So lots of our four-legged friends in the stands tonight enjoying an offensive explosion. 6 runs in the first 2 innings, and Manny Machado at the plate against Cater Montero, and it's even 1-1. Dogs having a ball. Montero. Machado lifting that into left, and the catch made out there by Riley Green for out number 1.
All right, a little something different there for Montero. See how he handles things. Leadoff hitter did not get on. You know, we were talking about Vasquez's pitch count. You know, Montero, 49 right now, needs to have a quick inning so he can give some length.
First time the leadoff man didn't reach for either team tonight, and Bogaerts attacks that first pitch and fouls it away. Xander with a single in the first inning. Came in hitting .364 on the road, the 5th highest batting average in Major League Baseball. Remember last year he got derailed by that broken left shoulder. May 20th, was on the shelf for about 2 months last year. Two balls and a strike to Bogaerts. Two and two.
I like that right there by Montero. Behind in the count 2-1, but he's got a 4-2 lead. He just retired Machado. You know, go right after Bogaerts. If he gets on, you know, you've got Ornelas, Gonzalez, Iglesias. You know, you've got a part of the lineup that you can attack. Do not want to give free passes. Go after Bogaerts.
2-2, missed outside, and it's 3-2. Ornelas to follow here in the Padres' 3rd inning. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout tonight for Cater Montero, and 2 up, 2 down in the 3rd.
Good job by Montero. Goes right after, throws a sinker, runs just off the inner part of the plate. Good movement. And again, way to go in, out, keeping Bogaerts off balance.
And 2 out for Ornelas, who looks at a curveball for a strike. Got his first big league RBI on a ground out in the 1st inning, did Ornelas. Still looking for his first big league hit. And the 0-1 lifted in the air to right center. Baez is there. He'll make the catch, and a 1-2-3 inning, the first of the night for either side.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, including new Parmesan stuffed crust, and any toppings you want. Get 50% off your perfect pizza or pizzas this week only at Domino's.
Cleaning your dog's teeth can be hard. But not with Greenie's dental treats. Greenies, make health a treat. Also, try Greenie's dog food and toppers.
Red Bull gives you wings.
$273. This is how much you spend every month on subscriptions.
I only have like 2 or 3, right?
That's what we all think. But in reality, there's so much more that we don't even know we're paying for.
So how do I put more of this cash back in my pocket?
Rocket Money is a financial app that shows you every subscription you're paying for, even that one you forgot about from 5 years ago.
Huh, I can't believe I'm still paying for this. I'll call and cancel right now.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. With Rocket Money, they even cancel it for you.
Really?
Yep. All you have to do is tap a few buttons and they take care of it. Download Rocket Money today.
Colt Keith to lead things off for the Tigers, and he looks at a curveball in for a strike. It'll be Keith, Young, and Baez for the Tigers here in this third inning against Randy Vasquez, the right-hander, who struggled through 2 tonight, giving up 4 runs through the first 2 innings. He had not allowed more than 2 earned runs in any start this season, and already 4 on the board here with nobody out in the third. But if we keep our theme, EK, of these two teams are very similar, he will have a 1-2-3 inning here in the third inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. Breezy night in Detroit, wind blowing out at 16 miles an hour tonight. It's fouled away, still 2-2.
Well, just a lot of traffic for Vasquez. You see those flags. Couple walks, a hit by pitch.
Just missed with that cutter, and it's 3-2.
Couple that with 5 hits, and I mean, I don't want to say he's lucky he's only given up 4, but it could be a lot worse.
Already the 5th full count for Vasquez tonight, and he lost it. So Colt Keith works the walk, 2nd allowed tonight by Vasquez. And for the 3rd straight inning, the Tigers have the leadoff man aboard. So the former Big 12 Player of the Year, Jace Young, stepping in. Called up earlier today. Ryan Kreidler was sent down to AAA Toledo. And Young, who flew out to left in the first, looks at ball 1. Two balls, no strikes, and Vasquez behind again.
In Vasquez's last 4 starts, he's gone 4, 5, 3, 2 as far as walks. So he's going to give up those free passes. He was better in his last outing, but you just said 2 walks and a hit by pitch so far this evening.
Well, you brought it up when we came on the air with Vasquez. The earned runs are a situation, but the control. He had allowed 14 walks to just 8 strikeouts on the season coming in. It was one area of concern when you looked at the numbers for Vasquez this year. And a 4-pitch walk to Young. First 2 on here in the 3rd.
Yeah, you look at the ERA coming into this evening under 2. And you just say, okay, well, that's going well. But the way that he was pitching, those numbers, that wasn't going to be sustainable. Just way too much traffic, too erratic. He doesn't strike out a ton of guys. And yes, the runners in scoring position wasn't a good average, but a lot of that, I don't want to say it's luck. He's not giving up hard contact, but when you keep putting the ball in play, it's going to eventually, they're going to find some holes.
36 strikes and 32 balls tonight in those 68 pitches thrown. And Javi Baez with a chance here to do some real damage. Already a 4-2 lead. And a meeting coming at the mound. And that might be all for Randy Vasquez. You saw Logan Gillespie in the bullpen. He's at 68 pitches as Vasquez tonight and just has not been sharp.
He got himself into trouble, and hits and walks, and short evening for him.
And in the 3rd inning, a pitching change for the Padres. 2 on, nobody out. Baez at the plate, and Gillespie will face him next.
Everyone is drinking on the job. Yeah, everyone is drinking on the job. Drink on the job. Drink on the job.
With moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, my skin was no longer mine.
My active psoriatic arthritis joint symptoms held me back.
Don't let symptoms define you. Emerge as you with clearer skin. With Tremfya, most people saw 100% clear skin that stayed clear, even at 5 years. Tremfya is proven to significantly reduce joint pain, stiffness, and swelling.
Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine.
Emerge as you with clear skin. Ask your doctor about Tremfya.
When I started Walton Goggins goggle glasses, I didn't know how to turn all this fancy prettiness into a classy-looking logo. But GoDaddy Aero does, with its magical AI powers. It not only creates it, it slaps that sweet thing everywhere.
The farmers' moms stir the pot and bring in new ladies. Yikes. Are any of the farmers truly mama's boys?
Lord of mercy.
If he's gonna bring her back, I will leave.
All new Farmer Wants a Wife, Thursday on Fox.
Alex Perot looks to continue his red-hot start, while Pato, Newgarden, and a hungry pack battle for a win as the road to Indy continues at Barber. May 4th on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on Earth.
Rough outing for Randy Vasquez tonight. 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs so far. He was responsible for the runners at 1st and 2nd. As the new pitcher out of the pen for the Padres, Logan Gillespie. His 2nd game going to work against Javi Baez. 2 on, nobody out, and Baez down 0-2.
Yeah, Gillespie going to be asked to kind of quell this inning and not let the lead get any greater. 5-pitch guy, slider, 4-seamer, curve, cutter, change.
The 0-2 to Baez, and Baez puts it in play, foul. Gillespie brought back up on April 6th after making a couple of appearances in AAA El Paso. The 0-2, and Baez ropes this one to right, and Tatis there to make the sliding grab. Tagging at second and heading to third is Keith. Runners at the corners with one out, but Tatis showing the range in the glove once more.
Yeah, Tatis showing that athletic ability, makes a nice sliding catch. Credit to Cole Keith for recognizing what was going on out there. It's some good base running, gets back. Once he sees that Tatis has to go to the ground, gets over to third base.
So one down now, runners at the corners, and here's Trey Sweeney. First pitch swinging and a chopper to third. The throw coming home, and he is out at the plate. Keith sliding in late with the tag from Maldonado. Sweeney aboard at first, Young to second, but two gone.
Really a heck of a play by Manny Machado. Also give credit to Maldonado for creating a lane where he goes to the left side of the foul line because the runner is running right down the line. Now, so if you're the runner, you've got to just go right at wherever that fielder or the catcher is. And you saw him kind of go right at him. And at the last minute, Maldonado worked outside. Manny found a lane, and they got him at home.
So two down, and Nito gets plunked on the shoulder. And that'll load him up for the top of the order in Torres.
This thing just pops out of his hand, and obviously doesn't want to do it. He's covering his mouth because he can't believe that he just hit the number 9 hitter and loaded the bases and turned the lineup over. He's created a real mess for himself, but still one pitch away from getting out of it.
Good hitter in Gleyber Torres at the plate, who singled and scored in the first inning. 1 for 2 tonight. Slider low, and it's 1-0.
I like that pitch right there. Martin Maldonado. Gillespie had just hit Nito with a slider. He's like, we're going to get that right now, and calls it for the first pitch.
2-0 now to Torres. 2 career grand slams for Gleyber Torres. He's got 1 home run this year.
Got to be sitting on a slider. That's Gillespie's best pitch. Fastball.
2-0, and that fastball. Good one. Good location on that pitch, EK.
Yeah, really a great spot. But again, if he's sitting on that fastball, you can't miss it like that. Not 2-0, so I'm not sure if that's what he was looking for.
2 balls and a strike. Bases loaded, 2 out. And now 2-2. Big pitch early in this game here for the Padres. Down 4-2 already. Tigers have them loaded with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. And the 2-2 to Torres. Lined into center field. That's a base hit. 1 run scores. Second runner coming around to Sweeney. He will score. 2-run single for Gleyber Torres, and a 6-2 Tigers lead.
Torres just kind of seemed like he was waiting for that breaking pitch. This is a sweeper right there. Leaves it over the big part of the plate. He had missed 2 fastballs, just a tad bit late, but I think he was looking for that breaking ball all the way, and he got one there.
So now McKinstry, first one fouled away. Boy, and that, you go back, Eric, to that number 9 hitter and Tomas Nido getting plunked in the shoulder to turn the lineup over, and it really costs the Padres. Nothing in 2 on McKinstry.
So interesting, because he threw Torres, you know, once he got behind 2-0, he went at him with fastballs, and Torres wasn't able to catch up. Then went breaking ball, boom, base hit. And he just thrown 2 fastballs basically by McKinstry. Almost feel like you want to do it again. Just go out of the zone with it, though.
Ooh, good pitch, the changeup at the bottom of the zone, and McKinstry frozen to retire the side. But 2 more score, and the Tigers have 6 on the board through 3.
Join the more than 7 million adults, like Maria, who've taken Ozempic.
I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 10 years ago. It was overwhelming, but it didn't stop me from opening my own salon. I'm Maria, and this is what my Ozempic era looks like. I'm lowering my A1C, and I lost some weight too. I also learned some people take Ozempic to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events like stroke, heart attack, or death, and others take it to lower the risk of worsening chronic kidney disease.
Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take if you or your family had MTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck or any of these allergic reactions. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas, gallbladder or severe stomach problems, or changes in vision. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Taking with a sulfonylurea or insulin may raise low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, constipation. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Discover the GLP-1 with the most FDA-approved uses. Ozempic.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the game is actually over before you storm the court. Okay. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Future-proof your home and garden with AARP today. Harvest the rewards for years to come. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Top of the 4th inning, Cater Montero staked to a 4-run cushion now as he'll face 6, 7, and 8 in the Padres lineup, and he starts Oscar Gonzalez, the designated hitter, off with a strike. Grounded out to third to end the 1st inning, and Montero settled down a little bit. He's retired 6 in a row entering this 4th inning, and quickly out in front of Gonzalez, 0-2. Since the walk to Wade, 3 flyouts, 2 strikeouts, and a ground out that did result in a run scoring. But for Montero, a 4-run cushion now and a little bit more effectiveness on the hill. The 1-2 to Gonzalez misses away, 2-2. High chop to short, charging is Sweeney. The throw across, not in time. Gonzalez beats it out for an infield single.
Yeah, not much that Troy Sweeney could do in this situation. Comes in, ball not hit very hard. It's a bit of a chopper, and Gonzalez gets out of the box quickly. All right, we're back to the leadoff hitter getting on, huh?
Now, one little hiccup in the 3rd inning when the Padres didn't get the leadoff man on. The only time tonight we've not seen the leadoff man reach in a half inning. Jose Iglesias down a strike, evens it up now 1-1. Iglesias was hit by a pitch and scored on that ground out in the 2nd inning. Good slider. 1-2. Location's been a little bit better this last inning and a half, I'd say, for Montero, EK.
Well, he's probably pitching a little freer, as you mentioned earlier. You know, he's got that lead and not quite as stressful.
Off the end of the bat, slow roller to the left side. Good pickup by Young. The throw across, got it. A bang play at first, and another nice pickup on the charge by Jace Young at third base.
Dan, another one of those where he's got to come in hard, makes the good transfer, and just beats Iglesias. That's a big play. It really is, because then you've got first and second. Montero starting to feel it a little bit. Nice stretch by Torkelson as well.
Runner at second now, one down for Tyler Wade, who looks at ball one. Wade walked in the second, hitting .313 on the year. Padres just 1 for 6 tonight with runners in scoring position, just continuing a trend that started in Houston. The Astros really held them in check. They were 4 for 25 in that series, their first series loss in the last 4 series for the Padres. 3-0 to Wade.
This is where the experience comes in. As a youngster, he's still trying to be fine. He's trying to, make the perfect pitch. He's got a 4-run lead. He's at the bottom part of the lineup. You don't need to get cute.
3-1. And it's ball 4. So Wade walks. First and second now with 1 out in the 4th. Sunday on Fox, the stars of NASCAR head to Talladega for the biggest thrill ride of the year. Coverage of the Jack Links 500 at Talladega starts at 2 p.m. Eastern with the green flag flying at 3, only on Fox.
I mean, if I'm Mike Schilt, I'm putting the sacrifice bunt on again. I'm just trying to get back in this ball game. It's still early enough, and I want to stay out of that.
Maldonado gloved by Young at second for 1 to first for 2, and around the horn. There's that double play. It came up quickly, and the inning is over in the 4th.
Mine was earned in Germany, 1984.
I earned it for my family in 1945.
Mom earned it for us.
USAA membership is for those who served and can be shared with their spouses, then kids, and their kids for generations to come. And because our members know USAA's commitment to serving the military community, they're proud to start their family's legacy.
So I'm in, and so is our family.
USAA. See if you can become a member today. Members who switch saved an average of $725 annually on auto insurance.
That's new. Join me, my friend. What are you doing?
We are living la vida loca.
Oh, do you mean la dolce vita? Is this your idea?
Enjoy the intense flavor of Lavazza Dolce Vita.
Oh, grazie.
Is this Las Vegas?
Venice.
I'm confused.
That is good.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
When you list on apartments.com, renters will start coming out of the woodwork.
Great natural light.
Single family home? Yes, please. Does it have a dishwasher? Ooh, look at these high ceilings. Wow.
Spacious.
Hardwood.
But I got one question.
Are utilities included?
Apartments.com.
A place to list a place.
It's native. 24-hour moisturizing body wash that locks in 4 times the moisturizers of your old body wash.
Wow, and about half the ingredients.
Heavenly. Clean moisturizing body wash isn't a myth, it's native.
Michigan State night in Detroit. Everybody getting a Spartan green hat. 6-2 lead for the Tigers, and leadoff hitters tonight have reached base 6 of 7 times, and this is a really stunning correlation, Eric Karros. 5 times runs have scored as a result of the leadoff man getting on.
Wow. I mean,
when you say wow, you mean that with, oh, that's a stunning development, right?
Just like, what a shocker.
Here's Riley Green, who looks at a curveball low for ball one.
You know, it's interesting, though, that we put that graphic up, because talking to Mike Schilt, and one of the things that he mentioned about Vasquez coming into tonight, you know, I asked him, how is he doing this without giving up a bunch of runs? And he said Jake Peavy had spoke to the ball club, the former great Padre pitcher, and he said the most important thing, get the first out of the inning. Because then you can navigate. But if you don't get that first out, you're going to be in trouble, and you're going to be walking a tightrope. And that's what we've seen this evening on both sides of the diamond.
And 4 pitches, 4 out of the zone, and Gillespie loses Green, and a leadoff man is aboard. Every single inning, the Tigers have had their leadoff man reach. But I thought that Peavy story was interesting, because you're thinking about a guy in Jake Peavy who had such a wide array of pitches that, you know, if you get into a little trouble, he can do a lot of damage to you and get out of that trouble easier than probably 90% of the guys that are out there on the hill.
I think, though, he recognized that he was speaking to a room full of people that didn't have his stuff.
Sure.
Right? I mean, you know, the reality is, even if you have great stuff and you're pitching out of the stretch, there we go.
As Torkelson lines it into left for a base hit. Spencer Torkelson's first hit of the night. He is aboard. And that means every Tiger's been on base at least once tonight.
Gets a sinker that just runs back in over the plate. Good to see Torkelson get on the board. He's had a couple of tough at-bats, really frustrated in his first one. He went out of the zone with runners in scoring position and ended up striking out. But he has been so good for the Tigers in this early part of the year.
There's Colt Keith, and the changeup swung on and missed for strike 1. A 6-2 lead for Detroit. Nobody out and 2 on in the 4th. And quickly, 0-2. It has been a challenge tonight for both Padre pitchers, Randy Vasquez and Logan Gillespie now. The 0-2 pitch is low for a ball. 1-2 the count. Keith, an RBI single and a walk tonight at the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes. Tigers 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, now 2 on in the 4th. And a wave and a miss. Keith may have chased one out of the zone there. It was close, but Gillespie will take the chase, and he'll take the strikeout.
Yeah, I think Keith got a little aggressive right there. He's got runners out there with scoring position, and he had 2 good at-bats previous.
There's Jace Young. He walked his last time up and scored. Still looking for his first hit of the season at the big league level. Of course, he was just called up today. Baez to follow here in the 4th inning. 2 on, now 1 out. And 2-0. How about the fact that in the 4th inning, Eric Karros, more than half of the Tigers' plate appearances have come with runners in scoring position. 12 of the 22. They've had somebody out there in scoring position tonight.
Certainly a good time to be in the lineup, right? Coming up every time you got an RBI opportunity. It doesn't seem to happen very often, but like you mentioned, Kev, it's all night.
Three balls, no strikes to Jace Young. And a strike taken at the top end of the zone. Young was ready to toss that bat aside. Instead, he'll have to wait on the 3-1. 5 Tigers with RBIs so far tonight. Can Young become the 6th? The 3-1. Fouled away, now 3-2.
Healthy cut right there. Now, remember, Colt Keith was up previous. RBI situation, 3-2 count. He went out of the zone a bit. See if Young can be a little more disciplined.
And he can. Takes that fastball low. Second walk of the inning, and the bases are loaded for Javi Baez. And Ruben Niebla headed out to talk with Logan Gillespie. Nobody in the pen. So it's Gillespie's at-bat to deal with Javi Baez, who does not have a home run this year. And since coming over to Detroit, it's been a real struggle for the former All-Star, the former NLCS MVP. After he left the Mets, being traded over from the Cubs, he has really struggled in a Detroit uniform for most of his time here.
He signed that 6-year deal for $140 million and just has not translated. If you're up there right now with the, Gillespie, he's been all over the place. You got to look just middle.
8 career grand slams for Javi Baez. First pitch swinging, he got what he was looking for.
Middle.
The 0-1 to Baez. Quickly 0-2.
Baez has not seen a ball yet. He got hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Then next one, last at-bat, 4 strikes. So far this one, 2 strikes. He's up there hacking.
The 0-2. And a swing and a miss. And Baez out on strikes. Second out of the 4th inning. So now 2 down and the bases loaded, and Gillespie 1 pitch from getting out of this with nothing across. This is low for ball 1.
Yeah, certainly be a Houdini act if he can get out of this, because it looked like it was going to be a big inning. It's so important because if Detroit puts up a few more, I mean, with that bullpen, looks like the game would be out of reach.
And Sweeney puts a charge into this to center, but playable for Wade. And how about that escape from Logan Gillespie? Bases loaded, 1 out, and the Tigers do not score.
Hands-free Skechers slip-ins now come in GlideStep Max Cushioning. This actually gave me an idea to combine all my favorite sports into one. White Ace, hut! Carpath only. Try GlideStep Max Cushioning hands-free Skechers slip-ins.
As fun as this looks, we've got a better way to kickstart your day. At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we're dishing out bowls and breakfast faves full of creamy, crunchy goodness. The only thing ice cold is our smoothies, of course. You're on Tropic Time now.
This weekend on Fox Saturday Baseball, Bryce Harper leads the Phillies.
Oh my goodness, what a hit!
Against Kyle Tucker and the Cubs, or Corey Seager and the Rangers.
Bang, just like that!
Take on the Giants.
Are you kidding me?
Saturday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
My sister's 40th birthday party has a dress code, and I got nothing. She said, you have to look nice. Just go to Men's Warehouse, they'll decide everything for you. What? Sister's birthday. She's an adult. Please help me.
Follow me.
I knew it. I'm hot. Did I need to flex this hard on my sister's birthday? Yes.
Nice outfit, little brother.
Oh, this whole thing. Where's the cake?
We don't have cake. I'm 40. I'm 40.
She's 40, you guys.
In just 1 year, I had over $900 in banking fees, and I had enough.
I realized just how much money I could save. That's when I found Chime, and I signed up immediately. There's no overdraft fees, no monthly fees, and over 60,000 fee-free ATMs. Just by banking with Chime, I'm saving hundreds of dollars a year, and I'm using that extra money for my daughter's future. For a normal guy like me, I've given myself a small raise. Join me at Chime.com.
At MLBShops.com, you can grab something for your dog walker, your Pilates instructor, your bandmate, your boss. Visit MLBShop.com for officially licensed merchandise.
Top of the 5th inning and a 6-2 advantage for the Detroit Tigers, but the top of the order for the Padres coming up now with Fernando Tatis, Gavin Sheets, and Manny Machado.
Yeah, top of the lineup and third time through.
And a swing and a miss on the changeup evens it up 1-1. Fernando Tatis, who scored his 23rd run of the year in the first inning, tying him for the most in baseball, drove in a run with a ground out in the second. And the changeup has him off balance again, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, Montero on a little stretch right now. He's retired 6 of the last 7. Nice right on right change. Has him set up with a slider right here.
And that slider just missed. 2-2. Montero wanted that one. Tatis wouldn't offer at it. Still 2-2. Montero really battled those first couple of innings. A 1-2-3 inning in the third, gave up a walk and a single in the fourth inning, but got the inning-ending double play off the bat of Maldonado. And Tatis still even 2-2.
Montero doing a nice job of keeping Tatis just off balance. He's out in front of him. He's seen the changeup, the slider.
And a swing and a miss. Good start for Montero. Gets the strikeout, his 3rd of the night. Let's go to Mike Hill in the studio for a game break.
Guardians starting a half game behind the Tigers in the Central, hosting the Yankees. Jose Ramirez doing what he does, 3-run shot in the third. First homer in 2.5 weeks for him. Cal Manzardo went back-to-back for his 3rd straight game with a homer. It's in the 7th right now. Cleveland up 6-2. Kevin and DK.
All right, Mike Hill, thank you. Ball one outside to Gavin Sheets, who has been testing Javi Baez in his first ever start in center field. 2 fly balls to the center fielder. This one he goes to left, pretty well hit. Green drifting back with the wind blowing in, and it is gone. A home run for Gavin Sheets. That just carried and left the yard. A solo shot for Sheets and a 6-3 Tiger lead.
Trying to throw a 4-seam fastball, and Montero gets bit. He'd given up 3 home runs in his last start. First one this evening. Green making a gallant effort. You know, coming into tonight, Montero had given up 22 home runs in 20 appearances. The last year, 19 home runs.
One ball, no strikes on Manny Machado, who walked in the first, flew out to left in the third. 1 ball, 1 strike on Machado. Well, opponents against Montero the 3rd time through in his career are hitting a robust .355, and this is the 3rd time through. He's struck out Tatis and given up a solo home run, this one to Sheets.
Well, you mentioned that this thing just continued to carry and carry and carry. We saw the flags earlier in the game with the wind blowing. Sheets hit it high enough, had enough backspin, that ball carried out.
Machado reaching to stay alive, and he fouls that slider away, 1-2.
So he threw 3 changeups to Tatis. Tatis offered at all of them and couldn't do anything with them. Wonder if he tries to sneak one in here on a Manny.
Sure did, but he missed it outside, 2-2. And now the bullpen starting up. The 2-2 and the curve, tough play, backing up for Torres, and Machado will beat it out.
It's actually a good pitch by Montero. The ball came off the bat, off the end, had a lot of spin, and when it hits the ground, kind of goes sideways a little bit. Tough for Torres as he's backing up. Only came off the bat at 75 miles an hour. Just not an easy play.
And the third time through, Padres hitters 2 for 3 so far against Montero. As he misses inside for ball 1 to Xander Bogaerts. We saw Brant Herter warming in the bullpen for the Tigers, the left-hander getting ready. And Bogaerts out in front, 2-0. (3-0) now to Bogaerts.
You know, and this is a young pitcher. This is exactly what you get. You see him start off with Tatis. He strikes him out, throws some great changeups. You're thinking, all right, turn the corner. We've got a 6-2 lead. Then boom, Sheets a home run. Machado on base.
And a 4-pitch walk to Xander Bogaerts. And the tying run coming to the plate in the blink of an eye. And that is going to be all for Cater Montero. The bullpen being called upon for the Tigers in a 6-3 game.
I earned my degree online at Southern New Hampshire University.
After I graduated, I started a new job.
I was finally able to realize my purpose and passion in life.
Pursuing my degree gave me so many opportunities to grow. Don't just think about yourself. Think about the lives that you can really change.
SNHU laid the groundwork.
I am doing what I've always wanted to do.
If I was back at the beginning, I would choose SNHU all over again.
The future is here. We've been creating it for more than 100 years, putting the most advanced technology into people's hands. Generation after generation, tool after tool, again and again, bringing you the most reliable network of authorized sales and service dealers, always moving forward. We lead, others follow.
Coffee Mate is the world's biggest coffee lover. Because we love...
Biggest coffee lover?
Huh?
Impossible.
Well, Coffee Mate loves all the ways you enjoy
Biggest
coffee lover? I flew to Thailand for this. We have flavors from all over the world.
I love iced coffee so much. I lost 2 fingers.
Wow.
Well, we need our little coffee treats, even if it means we'll never afford a house.
What I'm trying to say is... Okay, maybe we're the second biggest coffee lovers.
It doesn't take long for an inning to change. And for Cater Montero, 4 1/3 innings. He was through 4 1/3 innings with nobody on base and a 6-2 lead. Now a 6-3 lead. He's out of the game. He's responsible for the runners at first and second. And Brant Herter comes on for his 7th appearance of the year, 13 innings, 10 strikeouts and 2 walks. And the pinch hitter Connor Joe to the plate for the Padres. Pinch hitting for Tirso Ornelas, and Joe looks at ball 1, low and away.
Herter, a sinker sweeper guy. And if you're Joe, you want to make him get the ball up in the zone. You want to stay away from hitting the ball on the ground, stay away from a double play.
1 ball, no strikes. Joe lifts that one in the air, foul, 1-1. Tirso Ornelas, his night done. Connor Joe trying to provide a spark for the Padres off the bench against the left-hander Brant Herter. First and second, 1 out, and the 1-1 pitch. Now 1-2. A 6-3 lead for the Tigers at home. Joe, a chopper to short, to second for 1, on to first, not in time. Bogarts forced at second, Machado to third, and Joe able to outrace the throw to first to keep the inning alive.
Yeah, Herter does a nice job. He throws that sinker. Ball just not hit hard enough. Had some high bounces there, and Connor Joe hustling down, keep the inning alive.
So it's up to Oscar Gonzalez if the Padres are to score any more in this 5th inning. 1 run in on the solo homer by Sheets, and the sinker from Herter misses inside for a ball. One and 1 on Gonzalez, who grounded out in the first, singled in the 4th.
See, we're just through 4 2/3 innings tonight, and combined both teams are 5 for 22 with runners in scoring position. 22 at-bats with runners in scoring position, and we haven't even made it halfway through this game yet.
Padres alone are 1 for 8.
Yeah.
A lot of base runners in this one. And a wave and a miss by Gonzalez, 1 and 2.
Good pitch by Herter. Throws that sinker, starts it on the outer part of the plate.
One more in that spot, and this inning will likely be over.
Would you believe changeup?
I would believe changeup.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's what happens. Eyes aren't what they once used to be.
The 1-2. There's a sweeper, 2 and 2.
He's gone outside with those last 2 pitches. They've been outside. I think he's could run that sinker in, down and in, probably get him.
And poked through the hole on the right side for a base hit. Scoring is Machado. RBI single for Gonzalez. Then the throw gets away, and on to second. The tag got him. They run themselves out of a bigger inning. Gonzalez is thrown out at second, and it's 6-4 Tigers to the bottom of the 5th.
Coffee Mate is the world's biggest coffee lover.
Because we
Biggest
love...
coffee lover?
Huh?
Impossible.
Well, Coffee Mate loves all the ways you enjoy
Biggest coffee lover?
I flew to Thailand for this. We have flavors from all over the
I
world.
love iced coffee so much. I lost 2 fingers.
Wow. Well,
We need our little coffee treats, even if it means we'll never afford a house.
what I'm trying to say is... Okay, maybe we're the second biggest coffee lovers.
And Doug.
You'll be back! Emus can't help people customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. You're just a flightless bird!
No, he's a dreamer, Frank.
And Doug.
Well, I'll be. That bird really did it.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, including new Parmesan stuffed crust, and any toppings you want. Get 50% off your perfect pizza, or pizzas, this week only at Domino's.
Work out. Work that. Push that. Pull that. Run that. Pump it. Work that. Push that.
Your cheeseburger deserves a nice big slice of our Sargento family legacy. You can taste over 70 years of our family commitment to high quality, real, natural cheese in every bite. You have our word on it, you have our name on it. Sargento. A promise you can taste.
A 6-4 lead for the Detroit Tigers. The Padres put 2 on the board in the 5th inning, but lose the opportunity for more with some wild base running. In the first pitch, swinging Tomas Nido, a ground ball to the second baseman. And Nido is out number 1 as we grab a game break with Mike Hill in the studio.
NL East lead Mets hosting Philly, and it's New York's leading man, Francisco Lindor, getting the party started. The solo shot, his 3rd leadoff home run this year, 4th overall. Right now it's in the 5th. Mets up 2-0, fellas.
All right, Mike, thank you. Here back to the top of the order, and Gleyber Torres with 1 out. And the Tigers' 1 through 3 hitters have been productive. 4 for 7 with 4 runs driven in. Logan Gillespie even in the count with Torres, 1-1. What a wild ending to the top half of the 5th inning. Ball trickling away in the infield, and everybody trying to advance, and tossed around from outfield to infield, ends up with the 3rd out, and the Padres, who could have had 2 on with Iglesias coming up, instead find the inning over, and now Torres pokes that one into right field for a base hit. 3rd hit of the night for Gleyber Torres.
You're talking about the way that last inning ended for the Padres, and you mentioned they're right back in this ball game. Got a little too aggressive with the base running. See the amount of base runners tonight, 28 out. Wow, look at that. But you go back to the scoring of that last inning. They scored it 9-6, 5-6. So right fielder to the shortstop. It bounced off his glove. 3rd baseman got it. He threw back to the shortstop. They got the runner at 2nd, and now we're here.
You don't write a lot of 9-6, 5-6s in your book.
I don't know that I've ever written that right.
One down, and the 0-1 to McKinstry is low for a ball. Bottom of the 5th inning. Both starters gone from this one. It'll be a bullpen game the rest of the way, and 2 of the best bullpens in baseball, at least as far as earned run average is concerned. Padres have the best bullpen ERA. The Tigers the 5th best. And that bullpen working once again. Wandy Peralta throwing for the Padres. 2 balls and a strike to McKinstry, and the fastball evens it up 2-2. McKinstry an RBI triple in the first, and he muscles this one into center field. It'll drop in for a base hit, headed for third, and the throw out at third base. Torres retired, trying to stretch it first to third. On the play, McKinstry slides behind into second, but now 2 gone.
I think this is really Wade. Wade did a great job of acting like he was going to catch it. Torres got to, right before he got to second base, he kind of stuttered a little bit, and then when he realizes the ball is going to bounce, he gets aggressive and tries to get to third base and is easily thrown out. But credit that to Tyler Wade in center field. He did a great job of confusing Torres.
And that'll be the end of the night for Logan Gillespie. 2 down in the inning, and a pitching change for the Padres in a 6-4 game.
Known for creating memories. No one wants to be known for cancer, but a treatment can be. Keytruda is known to treat cancer. FDA approved for 18 types of cancer, including certain early stage and advanced cancers. One of those cancers is a kind of bladder and urinary tract cancer called advanced urothelial cancer. Keytruda may be used with the medicine enfortumab vedotin in adults when your bladder or urinary tract cancer has spread or cannot be removed by surgery.
Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during or after treatment. This may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion, memory problems, persistent or severe muscle pain or weakness, muscle cramps, fever, rash, itching or flushing. There may be other side effects. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, such as Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, lupus, or myasthenia gravis, or Guillain-Barré syndrome, an organ, tissue, or stem cell transplant, or receive chest radiation. Keytruda can harm your unborn baby.
Keytruda is an immunotherapy and is also being studied in hundreds of clinical trials, exploring ways to treat even more types of cancer. It's true, Keytruda. See all the types of cancer Keytruda is known for at Keytruda.com and ask your doctor if Keytruda could be right for you.
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking about our honeymoon. What about Africa? Safari. Swim with elephants. Hot air balloon. Lions growling in the giraffes that come in through your window. Wait, can we afford a safari?
Great question. Like everything, it takes a little planning.
Or put the money towards a down payment?
With enough room for a baby?
Babies.
Baby.
Let's take a look at those scenarios.
JP Morgan Wealth Management has advisors in Chase branches and tools like Wealth Plan to help keep you on track. When you're planning for it all, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Call made to the pen for the Padres, and for the 10th time, Wandy Peralta enters. Stellar 2-0 record, a 1.08 earned run average, and he's on to face the lefty Riley Green. First pitch at the bottom of the zone for a strike, and it's 0-1. Runner at second with 2 out. That runner's Zach McKinstry. And the 0-1 low evens it up 1-1. Green tonight an RBI single back in the second inning. He's also walked. The 1-1 hit on the ground foul, and it's 1-2.
How about the season Green's had so far this year? He started off hot as heck. He was 13 for his first 36. It went in a stretch where he was 1 for 32, 19 strikeouts. Since then, though, he's starting to swing the bat a little bit.
5 of 16 against the Royals in that series last weekend. One ball, 2 strikes. In the dirt, good block. No advance by McKinstry at second. The previous 9 games before that Royals series.
And when you're in one of those stretches, you wonder when the next time you're going to get a hit. It is just, it's debilitating mentally.
On the ground, gloved by Sheets. He'll take it to the bag, and the inning is over. 6-4 Tigers through 5.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. We use money as a tool to help all the people we hold in our hearts. Loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we care about. At Thrivent, we help you plan your financial picture with the bigger picture in mind. Because the most important thing isn't what you're planning for, it's who. Thrivent, where money means more.
At Ace, we know not all paint is created equal. So to do it right, start with exceptional paint that's designed to last. Only Ace has this collection of premium brands like Benjamin Moore, Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines, and Clark & Kensington. And your local Ace has premium service and quality paint that stand up to the test of time, with gallons of paint like Royal starting at only $29.99. And right now, get 20% off gallons of select Benjamin Moore premium interior paint.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The Queen is here!
The Royal Jewels. Presenting Tyson lightly breaded boneless chicken bites. Always been Tyson.
This is where it begins. A blank canvas. Where we're free to create from what if, not what was. Welcome to Genesis.
I love dirt, especially in spring.
Here's Martha Stewart talking about dirt again.
Well, this is my favorite time of year.
We do the same thing every year. Organic soil, funny plants, feeding everything really well.
And I'm going to get incredible results.
Looking for a reason to try the $5 meal deal with new McValue? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5.
So much.
Get more than you expect with the $5 meal deal with new McValue.
6-4 lead as we move to the top of the 6th inning. First pitch swinging, and Iglesias skies this one to center. Javi Baez with the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 6th inning. Our game summary, first 2 innings, 52 minutes, 103 pitches, 6 runs, 7 hits. All 9 batters for the Tigers have reached base tonight. And Gleyber Torres having a night, 3 for 4 with 2 runs driven in.
All that going on, we got ourselves a ball game though, 6-4. You know, looked early on like the Tigers were just going to roll right along here, but Padres have stayed close. They've brought it to within 2. That bullpen is electric, and they've got Tatis and Machado.
And a good pitch from Herter. Quickly 0-2 to Tyler Wade, who has walked twice tonight. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 down in the 6th. And a strike 3 call right at the bottom of the zone. Wade frozen at the plate, and there's 2 gone in the 6th.
Herter throwing a nice sinker, running in on the inside part of the plate. Retires the next guy. It'll be the 2nd time this evening. I should say only the 2nd time that the Tigers have retired the Padres. 1-2-3.
Maldonado looks at a sinker low for a ball. You have the 3rd inning. Padres, Machado, Bogarts, and Ornelas went down 1-2-3. One and 1 to Maldonado, who hit into an inning-ending double play his last time up in the 4th. And Maldonado, good contact, but right at Sweeney, and a throw across, and the second 1-2-3 inning of the night. Padres go down quietly in the top of the 6th.
The DQ freezer is opening again for our 85th birthday to bring back our most wished-for Blizzard flavor. It's the Confetti Cake Blizzard Treat, filled with confetti cake pieces and confetti frosting.
Don't be late to the party. Grab yours before the DQ freezer closes.
It's all happening too fast.
What, you nervous about the wedding?
No, it's the house, dude. We got approved.
Bro, don't stress. This house, it's the one.
Speaking of the one, caterer. We need a caterer.
Since the dawn of baseball, every player has honed their unique skills. Who from this era will prove worthy of legend? The world watches as the journey unfolds.
I only get one childhood.
Social media is taking it away from me. It makes us worry more. I want my childhood back.
Protect their childhood with Gab. Kids safe phones and watches with no internet, no social media, and no worries. Gab, safely connected.
Right this second at some convenience store somewhere, man, I'm thirsty. Someone really wants a soda. But that same someone's stuck between something with too much buzz or something way too boring. What if there were a better soda?
Hey, yo! Read the sign.
Weird policy, but okay.
Get a poppy.
Okay, that's what's up. A soda with 5 grams of sugar?
Drink it, you buy it.
Dude, yes.
If I'm buying it.
Your dream yard is just a few clicks away with fast-growing trees. Skip the store and get the best quality trees and plants delivered from our farm to you. Shop fruit trees, privacy trees, shrubs, and more, guaranteed to thrive. Save 15% at Fast Growing Trees with code TREES.
Suit up this season at MLBShop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBShop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear. Kevin Kugler alongside Eric Karros, 6th inning for the Tigers now, up 6-4. Spencer Torkelson to lead things off. First pitch swinging, and Torkelson skies this to center. Pretty well hit, but Wade, who came back on it, will come in now a couple of steps to make the catch for the first out of the 6th inning.
Torkelson hit that ball well. Wind caught it a little bit. You saw Wade, he went back. He thought this thing was going. And it's like, uh-oh. Little smile
grin on his face.
Yeah, right. Knows he just missed it.
So the Tigers go into the bench now. Justin Henry Malloy will pinch hit. So Colt Keith's night is done. See the 184 batting average for the New Jersey native Justin Henry Malloy.
I think this is an example, though, what A.J. Hinch was telling us prior to the game. It's not really a knock on Cole Keith or anything, but it's, Malloy has done well against lefties. And, this gives the Tigers a better option, a better opportunity. And that's the way A.J. Hinch has to manage his team. He doesn't have the superstars, but wherever he feels he can get a slight advantage, he tries to take it.
Yeah, he said, our goal is to maximize the strength of the players to the extreme. And that's what their goal is. He said we pinch hit a lot. We try to maximize our strengths. He said it was different. You're in Houston, you have 6 all-stars to manage. So you can kind of pencil in the same lineup every night. He said that's not necessarily the story in Detroit. And so you get creative with it. And he said the best thing is everybody's bought into it. There's Jace Young, who looks at ball 1 low. Runner at first, Malloy. And Young looks at strike 1, evens it up 1-1 against Wandy Peralta. Chopper up the middle. touch the bag at second. Throw to first in time. That's a double play. And the side is retired. Still 6-4, Detroit through 6.
It's time to say, not so fast, chronic kidney disease. Because with a progressive disease like CKD, slow is good. And believe me, I know all about slow. That's why I'm here to tell you about Jardiance. It's a little pill proven to slow the progression of CKD and reduce the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
So go on, say not so fast, CKD. Ask your doctor about Jardiance for chronic kidney disease.
At Apartments.com, we go above and beyond to make renting easier on every single level. Here we go. Giving renters detailed guides on a neighborhood level, apartment community level, and unit level, allowing you to see the exact unit that you're going to be living in. But we didn't stop there. We've got renting down to the cellular level. Closer, closer. Wow. Hey, little guy. Apartments.com. The place, to find a place.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Friday night, we're under the lights in prime time as the Memphis Showboats take on the Birmingham Stallions. Fox UFL Friday kicks off at 8 p.m. Eastern. Alongside Eric Karros with our entire Fox crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. Good to have you with us as we start the 7th inning with the top of the Padre order, Fernando Tatis. He's leading off for the 3rd time tonight. And he takes a strike from Brendan Hanafy on the mound.
You mentioned leading off for the 3rd time this evening. Not really ideal for the Padres. You know, it's okay at the beginning of the game as you see Hanafy, an ERA under 2. But you'd like to have Tatis come up with some guys on base.
Just low and away. Right-hander Brendan Hanafy on. 3rd pitcher of the night for the Tigers. One ball, 2 strikes. And it's 2-2 now on Tatis. Sheets and Machado to follow. You know, Tatis has hit 8 homers this year, but he's only got those 17 RBIs, 8 home runs, 7 of the 8 solo bombs. So he's been up in this situation a lot with nobody on base.
Yeah, and that's where you got to have production from the bottom part of the lineup when you do lead off a hitter like Tatis. And that's why you saw earlier in the game, you know, Schilt having Maldonado try to bunt with runners on 1st and 2nd. He ended up striking out.
2-2 to Tatis, and he fouled it off the end of the bat.
Then later, when Maldonado came up with 1st and 2nd, 1 out, Schilt elected not to have Maldonado bunt, and he hit into a double play. And so then Tatis, I mean, I'd rather have Tatis up there with 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs.
Oh, no doubt.
Than him leading off. And that's why, you know, I get you'd like to see Maldonado swing once in a while, but not when there's guys on and Tatis has an opportunity to hit.
2-2 in the air to right field. Pretty well hit, but McKinstry circling the wagons makes the catch. And there's 1 gone in the 7th. First pitch swinging, and Sheets into center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Gavin Sheets with his second hit of the night. He's aboard with one out here in the 7th.
Now you bring the tying run to the plate in Machado. You know, in the Tigers bullpen has been so good, and it was so good last year. I mean, really a reason why they got to the postseason. You know, after August 4th, they had a 198 batting average against, which was the best in Major League Baseball. And then if you remember, Kev, that those guys, there were 7 guys on in that relief corps that had 10 or more appearances from August 4th on, and they all had ERAs under 3. I mean, the production they got out of that pen got them to the playoffs.
The 1-1. Machado hits it on the ground to short. Could be 2 to second for 1, and no way to get the exchange out in time to turn 2 on Machado. He forces Sheets reaching with 2 down.
Nice job by Hannafy. Induces the ground ball again, not hit hard enough for the Tigers to turn 2, but certainly minimizing damage, and just cannot let this guy have anything to do with driving a ball, because after Bogaerts, you start getting into a more, I should say, less offensive part of the lineup.
A more manageable part of the lineup,
that's
perhaps?
Good. That's a good one. That's not offending anybody, is it? More manageable?
I mean, only if you're among those who are manageable. Then you might be a little offended. But for the vast majority of us, at one time or another, we were part of that manageable portion of a lineup. The 1-0 in for a strike, and it's 1-1. Six-4 lead for Detroit. There's that bullpen again going to work. 5th in Major League Baseball out of the pen last year. That Padres bullpen just such a strength, as you were talking about, EK, and that's allowed them to keep themselves in a lot of games this year and last year. 2 balls and a strike. And Bogaerts, good sinker from Hannafy, 2-2.
Well, remember too, you know, after that first week of August, you know, AJ Hinch started using openers, right? I mean, really, Tarek Skubal, he'd give him 6-7 innings, and that would allow AJ to start with those guys out of the pen. The first, give him 1 or 2 innings.
Whoa, and a swing and a miss. Bogaerts out on strikes. Side retired as we stretch in Detroit with a 6-4 Tiger lead.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your outfit first before meeting your girlfriend's family.
That's a tough one to recover from, Steve. The disappointment on their faces says it all.
Yeah, checking first is smart. Yeah. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, including new Parmesan stuffed crust, and any toppings you want. Get 50% off your perfect pizza, or pizzas, this week only at Domino's.
The Disney Resorts Collection is the most magical place to stay at the most magical place on Earth. Here, the magic is up early, giving you extra time in any of the 4 theme parks every day, and welcoming you back with even more magical moments. Get a taste of cool kids summer with a free dining plan included when you purchase select room and ticket packages. Why would you stay anywhere else?
Your cheeseburger deserves a nice big slice of our Sargento family legacy. You can taste over 70 years of our family commitment to high quality, real, natural cheese in every bite. You have our word on it, you have our name on it. Sargento, a promise you can taste.
I forgot to wash my work shirt.
Just wear it again. I added Unstoppables with odor blocker, and it keeps our clothes fresh all day.
Ooh, I'm gonna be feeling it at work today.
She smells so good, I'm actually paying attention. Smell unstoppable.
Organic soil from Miracle Grow has grown me the best garden I have ever had.
Good soil, and you get good results.
Look at that.
The broccoli was fantastic.
That broccoli, I think some of them were 6-7 pounds.
Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand, plus stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Detroit 12-0 this year when leading after 6 innings, the best in baseball. They lead in the 7th 6-4 as Yuki Matsui is on. Look at that strikeout to walk ratio. 3 walks, 15 strikeouts in 8 innings pitched. Javi Baez at the plate to start things off for the Tigers. And Baez ropes that one into left, and that'll be a base hit. Struck out on 3 pitches with the bases loaded in the 4th. This time able to line a single to left.
So he has seen, let's see, 10 pitches tonight. He got hit by a pitch on his first at bat. Since then, every other pitch he's either swung at or it's been a strike. I mean, that's some consistency there.
It is. He has not seen one out of the zone tonight. There have been pitches thrown out of the zone.
Right, yeah, okay.
But in the book, they've gone down as strikes.
That's right.
Baez at first, and Sweeney fouls it back. 0-2 from Matsui to Sweeney. He went around, and that's strike 3. First out recorded in the 7th inning as Sweeney's down on strikes.
That's who we went after him with that sweeper there. He's thrown it a bit more often so far this year as far as usage. He hasn't used it a lot. He's been more of a 4-seam split guy.
But his 16th strikeout in now 8 1/3 innings pitched this year. Here's Tomas Nido. Ball bounces in the dirt. No advance by Baez over at first. Tigers came into tonight with a half-game lead in the Central over the Guardians. Royals under 500 at 9-14. Twins at 7-15. Real struggle to start the year for Minnesota, and the White Sox bringing up the rear at 5-16 entering play today. Nido fouls that one away. One ball, one strike. Nido on the ground. Good pickup at third by Machado to second for one. The turn to first, and around the horn, the double play ends the inning. Tigers do not score through 7, up 6-4.
If you keep making that face, it's going to stay like that.
I'm trying to get my own car insurance.
USAA. Grandpa was in the military. He shared membership with your mom so she could share with you. Easy.
USAA. Check if you're eligible today.
You got this, buddy. You got it.
During an asthma attack, every second feels like an eternity. Primatene Mist works fast. It's clinically shown to open airways quickly. Get the #1 FDA-approved over-the-counter asthma inhaler. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again.
It's Fox UFL Friday. The defending champion Birmingham Stallions look to light up primetime as they take on the Memphis Showboats, who eye a huge upset.
That is something special right there.
Wow. Fox UFL Friday kicks off at 8 Eastern.
With Chime, I can get paid when I want. Why do we accept waiting 2 weeks for payday? I work hard every day, but I don't get paid every day. Because of Chime, I don't have to wait to get paid anymore. With my pay, I can get up to $500 of my pay on my schedule. There's no interest, no credit checks, no mandatory fees. I love being in control of my money, and for the first time, I can control my payday. And you can too. And that's why I Chime. Join me at chime.com and get paid when you say.
We're gathered here today to bring together.
Who invites a husky guy to an outdoor summer wedding? It's 100 friggin' degrees. Natalia. And because I sweat a lot, I went to Men's Warehouse and got a suit with a special fabric called Chill Flex that breathes and keeps me cool.
Even in these inhumane conditions. You may now kiss the bride.
Thank you, God.
Love your suit.
It's a little hot to be flirting, don't you think?
No, I don't.
What table are you at?
Baseball and community go hand in hand. And with pitch, hit, and run, you can make a lasting impact. Scan the QR code to sign up and host an event.
Dogs a diamond in the rough right there. Watching Connor Joe step up to the plate to start off this 8th inning. Can really hear those dogs barking throughout the park tonight, EK.
It's a good observation, and you are correct.
Yeah. Bark at the park tonight in Detroit. Well, as the sun has sunk and the night's gotten a little cooler, the dogs are bundling up a little bit.
I was going to say, do you think the dogs really want to be there?
Well, I mean,
like, do you think the
dogs.
dog said, hey, it's Bark in the Park night. Why don't you get us some tickets?
That's a heck of a question. I would guess the dog is probably ready to go anywhere where someone might feed it or pay attention to it. Based on my experience with our dog, if there's food, he'll be happy to be there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Charlie Kugler will go to any bark at the park as long as someone shares something with him. The 2-2 is fouled away.
All right, so you sound experienced in this kind of venture. What's it like taking the dog to a game? Like, it's not like you're taking the dog to the park and you let it run. Like, you're taking it to a game. Like, can you enjoy the game?
Well, see, that dog right there is well behaved, and they're bribing it with treats to keep it well behaved, which is smart. That's not a criticism. But I mean, to me, it'd be very stressful. Our erstwhile director Brian Biederman pointed out earlier tonight, I'm not sure there'd be anything more stressful than when you bring the baby and the dog to the game. And the 2-2 is a cold 3rd strike. I mean, you think of baseball as an escape. I'm not sure that you're escaping anything when you bring everybody.
Right? Yeah, that's a great point. You see Hanfey just runs his sinker back over the plate. Gets the leadoff hitter. Again, you don't want to mess around because you're getting into the bottom part of the lineup, and you don't want any kind of traffic with Tatis coming up.
Young with a good pickup at 3rd. He's really played a good defensive 3rd base tonight in his first game up this year. 2 quick outs in the 8th inning.
He really has done a nice job. He's charged some balls. He's showing off his arm right here. Was key in that 9-6-5-6 play. He was the 5 that San Diego, they ran themselves out of an inning. So he's done a nice job with the glove.
Well, and since they ran themselves out of that inning, EK, they've had 1 base hit. Penn's retired 8 of the last 9. And against this Tiger bullpen, you can't give up too many opportunities to score runs because they just haven't come along very often this year.
Gets everything behind that. Throws a laser over there to Torkelson.
Yeah, that's a really strong arm. 1-1 to Iglesias. Chopper back in front of the mound. Hannafy fields his position well and throws to first. A 1-2-3 8th inning. Lots of dogs at the park tonight. Are the owners stressed? They don't look like it.
Coffee Mate is the world's biggest coffee lover because we
Biggest
love.
coffee lover?
Huh?
Impossible.
Well, Coffee Mate loves all the ways you enjoy.
Biggest coffee lover? I flew to Thailand for this.
We have flavors from all over the world.
I love iced coffee so much. I lost 2 fingers.
Wow. Well,
We need our little coffee treats, even if it means we'll never afford a house.
what I'm trying to say is. Okay, maybe we're the second biggest coffee lovers.
Future-proof your home and garden with AARP today. Harvest the rewards for years to come. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
This is where it begins. A blank canvas, where we're free to create from what if, not what was. Welcome to Genesis.
With new McValue at McDonald's, you'll get more than you expect for breakfast. Like buy a sausage burrito and add a sausage McMuffin for $1. Because a late-night double shift deserves an early morning deal. Get more than you expect with new McValue.
Wearing regular shoes feels this cramped. Or Glide Step wide fit, hands-free Skechers slip-ins feel like this. With Skechers slip-ins, just step in, no bending down, no touching my shoes. Try wide fit Skechers slip-ins.
500 miles of asphalt, deep in the heart of Alabama, is the home of chaos and chance. The Jack Links 500 from Talladega, Sunday at 2 Eastern on Fox.
Bryce Harper and the Phillies.
Oh my goodness, what a hit!
Battle Kyle Tucker and the Cubs. Or the Rangers take on the Giants.
Are you kidding me?
Saturday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
Gleyber Torres will lead things off for the Tigers here in the 8th inning. Building on a 3-for-4 night tonight. And the first pitch in for a strike, and it's 0-1. Torres, the average up to .311 on the year with his 3-hit night tonight. The beauty of the still early season is that you have a 3-for-4 night, EK, and your average can jump 30 or 40 points in a ball game.
Yeah, I mean, so good at the beginning of the year when you start off well. You enjoy walking up to the plate, looking at that scoreboard. Numbers look real nice. On the flip side, if you don't start off well, you're sprinting up to the batter's box. Get that off the scoreboard as quick as you can.
And 2-2 now to Torres. Gleyber Torres, his 11th game this year. He's hit safely in 9 of the 11 games with the Tigers. The 2-2. And he ropes that one, well hit, but Sheets right there to glove it and retire Torres for out number 1. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Take your dog to the park, bring a tiger to the park. You can do it all tonight. McKinstry misses. Watch that one go outside from Matsui, and it's 1-0.
Padre bullpen has been good. After the 3rd inning, they've held this Detroit Tiger lineup scoreless.
McKinstry in the air to left. That ball well hit. Going back as Joe looks up, and it's off the wall. McKinstry with a triple in the 1st, a single in the 5th, and now a double here in the 8th.
Must have heard me talk about the Padres shutting these guys down for the last couple of innings. McKinstry goes the other way. Thought this ball was out. It hits a bottom part of the wall, but another opportunity for the Tigers to have a runner in scoring position. Riley Green and Torkelson coming up.
Looking for a little padding on that 2-run lead. Green against Matsui with 1 out.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Kev. So important for the Tigers to add on, because when you come to the top part of the 9th, Padres have 8-9-1 coming to the plate. If 8 or 9 get on, the tying run is Fernando Tatis Jr.
And that's a dangerous proposition for any opposing pitcher. Green chasing that slider, and it's quickly 0-2. Matsui's such a tough matchup, and then that little hesitation at the top of his delivery got to make it even a little more challenging. One ball, 2 strikes. Two and 2, the sweeper missing high. 6-4 Detroit in the bottom of the 8th inning. Still 2 and 2. Padres this year, their 2nd best start since they went to the World Series in '98. 17-5 through 22 in 1998. The 2-2. And Green, hard hit ball, gets through Sheets. Iglesias there to clean it up, and a heads-up play by Matsui to get over to the bag and be awaiting that throw for the 2nd out.
I mean, really some good fundamental baseball. And yes, I'm going to say fundamental, even though Sheets boxes that right there. Iglesias does a nice job of backing up the play. He's moving over there. He's able to get the ball. Matsui never, ever hesitates getting over to first base. So this is, we've seen some scoring tonight. We saw that 9-6-5-6. We're going to see a 3-4-1 right there.
And we're going to see an intentional walk to Spencer Torkelson. They'll give him first base and take their chances with runners at the corners and 2 out here. And Ruben Niebla, pitching coach, on his way to the mound to chat with Yuki Matsui. Adrian Morahone in the bullpen. Waiting for the opportunity is Justin Henry Malloy, who came on to pinch hit for Colt Keith and walk back in the 6th.
They didn't have an opportunity to even see a strike. I should say he had the opportunity, but he didn't get one. 4 straight balls.
So a big at-bat here for the Padres' chances in the 9th inning. Wade, Maldonado, and Tatis, the hitters due up. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Malloy settling in. Matsui ready. And the pitch low for ball 1.
Good take by the youngster. He's got to just fight that urge to want to make something happen. Wants to drive in that run. Wants to, I don't want to say be a hero, but wants to contribute. But he's got to get a strike first.
Got a strike, and he fouled it away, 1-1.
Yeah, good pass right there.
Malloy came up last year, June 3rd, for the very first time. His first major league hit was a 413-foot home run. Ended up hitting 8 home runs overall last year for Detroit. So he's got a little bit of pop. Base hit here would satisfy every Tiger fan, and the 1-1 is low, ball 2. Hit 23 home runs in Toledo AAA in 2023 when he played in the All-Star Futures game that year. '25-year-old waiting on the pitch from the lefty, and the 2-1. That's a strike. Boy, tough one from Ryan Blakeney behind the plate.
I mean, that pitch isn't even close. In which, you know, Malloy has been so good this evening and laying off bad pitches. Maldonado just stole one there.
Changes the at-bat completely. The 2-2. And Malloy, pitch in the zone. He fouled it away. It's still 2-2.
I mean, it's hard enough to hit. But when you have, as you mentioned, a count changer that instead of being 3-1, you're 2-2. That changes the approach completely.
Another 2-2 pitch coming to Malloy. And a hot shot, but gloved by Machado. He'll throw across the diamond in time. The side is retired. It's still a 2-run game. Padres 8-9-1 coming up.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. We use money as a tool to help all the people we hold in our hearts. Loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we care about. At Thrivent, we help you plan your financial picture with the bigger picture in mind. Because the most important thing isn't what you're planning for, it's who. Thrivent, where money means more.
The DQ freezer is opening again for our 85th birthday to bring back our most wished-for Blizzard flavor. It's the Confetti Cake Blizzard Treat, filled with confetti cake pieces and confetti frosting. Don't be late to the party. Grab yours before the DQ freezer closes.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Think I'm ready to drive this thing.
Not yet.
Think I'm ready for the chainsaw. Not yet, not yet. I'm ready for the set.
Social media? Not yet.
It's okay to say not yet to social media. Kids say phones and watches with no internet, no social media, and no worries. Gab, safely connected.
Get your dream yard for less with fast-growing trees. Skip the store and get the best quality trees and plants delivered from our farm to you. Shop fruit trees, privacy trees, shrubs, and more, guaranteed to thrive. Save 15% at Fast Growing Trees with code TREES.
Right this second, at some drive-thru somewhere,
I'll have a...
someone really wants a soda. Which just feels like a whole lot of sugar to have in broad daylight.
Hello?
She's thinking.
Are you okay?
I'm thinking.
See? What if there were a better soda?
Hurry up!
Okay, I'm gonna freak out. It's a drive-thru, not a confession booth. Show up a poppy, please.
Okay, wait. 5 grams of sugar? That's actually an amazing call.
Good, right?
Uh-huh. It is good.
Tigers call on Will Vest out of the bullpen to try to close this one out with a 6-4 lead as we welcome you back for the top of the 9th inning, 10th appearance of the year. And that bullpen tonight has been outstanding. 3 2/3, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. And a swing and a miss on the first offering to Tyler Wade. Wade, Maldonado, and Tatis, the scheduled hitters for the Padres here in the top of the 9th. Tried to bunt at that one, came up empty, and quickly 0-2.
And if you're at this part of the lineup, the only thing you're worried about is trying to get down to first base. That's a hit by pitch, that's a bunt, that's a base hit. Any way you can, just so you give Tatis Jr. an opportunity to tie this game with one swing of the bat.
Well, the Padres have 6 comeback wins this year, and Wade with a try there, but Torkelson ready, flips to Vest, and there's one away. So 1 down, and Yuli Gurriel will come on to pinch hit for Martin Maldonado. So Gurriel has been hitting better against right-handers than lefties throughout his career. Always been a reverse split guy, and he comes in to face the right-hander. You see the numbers this year through 12 games. It's been a slow start for the man who made the opening day roster on a minor league deal this year. And the 0-1 popped up. Shallow center, backing up is Sweeney, and the shortstop battling the wind will make the catch for out number 2.
Huge outright there for the Tigers, and again we keep talking about Tatis can hit this ball 10 miles and you're still going to be ahead. Sweeney doing a nice job of sticking with it.
So 2 down, Tatis at the plate. First pitch fouled away, and it's 0-1. .353 the average on the year for Fernando Tatis Jr. 1 for 4 tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the Padres down to their final strike in game 1 of this series. Tigers and Padres, 2 first-place teams battling it out here in Detroit, and the 1-2 pitch, and Tatis able to stay alive. One ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Tatis down on strikes, and the Tigers take game 1 6-4 over the Padres.
Well, the Tigers got enough offense beginning of the game, put 6 runs on the board in the first 3 innings, and then just let the pitching take over, especially when you got to this bullpen. The bullpen was just elite for the Tigers this evening. They shut down the San Diego offense, able to put a win on the board. They continue to play well at home, now 9-2. San Diego continues to struggle on the road.
And the recipe for success this year for the Tigers has been score early, pitch well late. That recipe leads them to their 14th win of the season. That'll do it in Detroit with a final score: Tigers 6, Padres 4. For Eric Karros and our entire crew, I'm Kevin Kugler. Now let's send you back to Mike Hill and Dontrell Willis in the studio for more.
That's right. We are here in L.A. A good game between the Tigers and the Padres right there. Tigers getting the job done. 9-2, as you heard them at home. Mike Hill, the D-Train, Dontrell Willis, hanging out with you. We got a lot to do in this next hour. Coming up, we got the Mets battling Aaron Nola. Francisco Lindor doing what Francisco Lindor does tonight. Walker Buehler with his best start so far for his new team, the Boston Red Sox, and the Guardians top off the Yankees tonight in game 1 of that series rematch of last year's ALCS. But right now, let's talk about the Tigers and the Padres. Tigers getting the job done once again, 6-4 at home, scoring 6 runs in the first 3 innings. Bullpen did the job. They did what they needed to do to knock off the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, you know, the one thing that looks out to me is that Gleyber Torres looks comfortable at the plate. I know that's hard on you because you're a Yankee fan, and hopefully we get to talk to him later. But 5 different guys had RBIs in the Tigers lineup. So as a collective group, they feel like they can beat anybody. Timely base hits, doing the little things right. A.J. Hinch feels like, has these guys feeling like they're world beaters, especially coming off that playoff run last year where they only had 2 starters in that rotation. Now they have more rotation rotation depth, and that bullpen was outstanding last year. They're great this year. This is a weapon in the Central, and I love the Guardians, but the Tigers are going to be there all season long.
And like you heard him talking about, this has been the formula for success for the Detroit Tigers. Get these early runs and then allow that bullpen to take care of the job, and that's what they did tonight.
Well, you know what? They've been tested early. They played the Dodgers. They played the Padres. They've had some tough matchups, and so you get to see what you're really made of early in ball games. And the more successful against these teams that you have a chance to see that are playoff contending teams, all of a sudden in that locker room, you feel like, man, we can play against anybody, especially within our division. So right now, they're loving their style of baseball. All they have to do is to continue to stay healthy in that rotation. If they're healthy in that rotation, they'll be all right.
Zach McKinstry and Gleyber Torres with 6 of the 11 hits for the Tigers tonight as they get the win once again. And joining us right now is the leadoff hitter, the new addition to the Detroit Tigers, Gleyber Torres. Gleyber, Mike Hill inside our LA studios. We talked to Dontrell Willis. He just said you look comfortable at in the leadoff spot for the Detroit Tigers. How has the adjustment been coming over from the New York Yankees, doing the job for the Detroit Tigers right now?
Thank you. Yeah, so far so good. I mean, try to do the job literally from the spring training, a lot of conversation, try to get into the group, and they welcome me like family from the first day, and that's the way you feel good. And every opportunity I have to play, just do my 100% and help the team to win. I mean, show what I'm capable to do and do my job.
Gleyber, Dontrell Willis here, huge fan of yours, brother. Listen, it's weird to see you in a Tiger uniform, but like Mike Hill said, you look very comfortable. Tell me about playing under A.J. Hinch, because I got a chance to play under A.J. Hinch, and he's a player's manager. He's very upfront, but he lets the players police the locker room. So can you tell me anything about that?
Yeah, it's amazing. AJ, literally from